Good evening and welcome to Toppa Field in Newport, Rhode Island, a soggy Toppa Field for the CCC Semifinal matchup between the Salve Regina Seahawks and the Nichols College Bison. Hello everyone, once again, Ryan Costa here, joined by Chris Ryan on the call for tonight's CCC Semifinal playoff matchup between the Seahawks and the Bison. The Seahawks meet the Bison in the postseason for the fifth time ever. The Seahawks come into this game with a 12-4-3 record, 6-0-2 in the CCC, and they meet the Bison, who currently sit at 12-5-2 with a 4-3-1 record in the CCC. The winner of this game will go on to the conference championship. It could be in Toppa Field right here, or it could be between the winner of Wentworth and Endicott. That game will be played at 7 o'clock tonight at Endicott. I'd like to welcome into the booth Chris Ryan. Chris, what do the Seahawks have to do to stamp their ticket to that game on Saturday?
Thanks, Ryan. And well, tonight I think they're battling the field conditions. Although turf, it's definitely got a little wet today through hours of pouring rain. And I think the Seahawks just have to come out aggressive, as they always do. We've seen so many times here this season at Toppa Field, the Seahawks have come out with the majority of the game. The ball is in their possession, and those are the games that they put a lot of goals up on the board. So we'll see what they do here today, but definitely looking to take an aggressive approach here today.
And as you mentioned, it's been raining here all day, but both teams are going to have to do battle in these conditions. In net for the Bison, it's Juan Carlos de la Cruz. He's coming into this game with a goals against average of 1.54. And at the other end, between the pipes for the Seahawks, in pink, it's going to be Seth Wallins. He has a goals against average of .6. And by the way, he is also first team All-CCC, joined by a plethora of other Seahawks. As we get ready to go for kickoff, it'll be the Seahawks kicking the ball off first. Chris Trena, head coach for the Bison. He's in his 15th year. And Craig O'Rourke II, he is CCC Coach of the Year. He's behind the bench for the Seahawks in his 13th season. As the ball will go out of bounds, and Hilby will pass it off to Casey Kelly, CCC Defensive Player of the Year, with a long throw in there, aiming for Evan McDonald. And just like that, we get our first foul of the game.
And certainly if you're Nichols, you don't want to start the game off fouling near your own goalie box, as Evan McDonald sets up to kick this one away for the Seahawks. Certainly an early scoring opportunity here for the Seahawks.
We'll see what they do on the set piece. McDonald lobs it in, going to the far post, and it'll trickle out of bounds just wide of Medeiros. And these two teams met earlier on September 27th up in Dudley, Massachusetts, and the Seahawks were victorious 5-1. But don't let that fool you, because the Bison faced Western New England last Saturday, and they lost in the regular season to the Golden Bears by a final score of 5-0, and they ended up winning it up in Springfield on Saturday 3-2. Everything goes away now that it's the postseason.
And like you said earlier, Ryan, both teams sport very close in overall record, and the only difference is the Bison have 5 losses and 2 ties, as opposed to the Seahawks 4 losses and 3 ties. But the big difference there also, the Seahawks sporting a 6-0-2 record in the CCC, as opposed to the Bison at 4-3-1.
And that is a motto of head coach Craig O'Rourke. Everything is big, but conference is bigger. And the Seahawks have certainly taken that to heart, considering they have not lost a regular season conference matchup since October 24th of 2017. as they won the regular season title in the CCC for the second year in a row now. And the Seahawks trying to move the ball around, but they'll be offsides. So the Bison gain control. Oh, looks like it went out of bounds, actually.
And the line judge was very far away from that, but
here's Jacob Sargent trying to make a run, but he's cut off by Casey Kelly. Kelly looking ahead, and that'll be an over-the-top foul on the Bison. Captain Noah Medeiros at midfield, trying to improve the field position for the Seahawks early on.
Noah also among CCC award winners of the Seahawks, earning himself third team all CCC.
And he's joined by Dana Sundell on that third team. 8 Seahawks in total earning all CCC honors. And the player to watch for the Bison is Jacob Sargent tonight. He comes into this game first team all CCC and also leads the Bisons in scoring at 11 goals. And he is fourth in the conference in scoring. Here's Evan Hilby along the near sideline looking for space. The ball kicked right back to Hilby. Kelly receives, looking for Evan McDonald, but it'll be knocked out of bounds, so McDonald will pass it back to Kelly to restart. Long throw down the near sideline to Sundell.
Plenty of fans today here at Toppa Field, both from Nichols College and for the host Seahawks, despite the rainy weather we had earlier.
That was Jacob Guerra doing some work just on the outside edge of the box, earning the Seahawks their first corner kick of the game. It'll be McDonald taking the corner for the Seahawks as they look to set up at the top of the box. Long high kick looking for Medeiros. He heads it just over the bar. So a threatening set piece for the Seahawks, but the Bison will get the goal kick.
And you couldn't have asked for a better pass there from McDonald. Medeiros had a head on it, but unfortunately just high of the goal. Very close chance for the Seahawks there.
Medeiros wins the ball back for the Seahawks, gives it to Rich Ventura, but that's taken away. That was Jonathan Ingram sliding in for the Bison. He gains possession at midfield once more. Looking for Sargent, that ball's picked off, given to Ventura. Ventura gives it to Ogiano. Looking long for Hilby, and they do connect. Hilby in the near corner, looking to center, but nobody is home for the Seahawks, and it'll be another Bison goal kick.
Yeah, look, Hilby was looking for Ogiano, trying to make a play on the net there. Ogiano just a bit behind and couldn't catch up because that ball was forced out of play.
De La Cruz with another long kick. It'll be flicked on where Kelly steps up and deals it to Guerra on the far sideline. Guerra makes a man miss. Guerra looking to switch the field to Hilby. Seahawks turning the pace of play up here as there's a long ball that connects with Nathan Constantino, but taken back for the Bison by Chesco DeMauro.
Foul called there against the Bison. Fans certainly do not agree with that call.
And the Bison fans certainly traveled well here to Toppa. It's a healthy mix of Seahawks and Bison in the crowd today. As Medeiros giving the Seahawks some extra time to set up at the top of the 18. It's a long ball. Ogiano tries to get ahead on it, but it's spit back to Guerra. Guerra being physical at the top of the box, and he'll just force the ball out of bounds. Couple of deflections, but it hit off the Bison last. So Evan Hilby will look to restart things for the Seahawks. McDonald trying to shield the ball. And the ball is cleared out by Ingram, looking for Sargent, but stepping in front of it is James Davies. Costantino with time and space, deals it to Ventura, who finds Medeiros. Medeiros looking for Hilby on the near sideline. Short pass to McDonald. And he's going to look to reset up top with James Davies. McDonald sending Sundell on a run. Sundell wins the race, and he's in the near corner. Sundell tiptoeing the sideline. Finds Ventura up top, a deflection, and a goal! Rich Ventura sneaking in through the box, and just like that, 9 minutes into the game, the Seahawks have a 1-0 lead.
Absolutely, and a brilliant job there by Dana Sundell, keeping that ball in the corner and crossing it over for Ventura. Couldn't have asked for a better pass if you were Rich Ventura. Right place, right time for sure.
And you gotta look at the vision of Evan McDonald to send Sundell on that run. And as you mentioned, just a tight footwork in the corner. And a tough break for De La Cruz as well, as that ball was definitely deflected. But the Seahawks will take it.
Regina goal scored by number 8, Richard Ventura, assisted by number 11.
And running on to this one is Jacob Sargent, trying to re-energize the Bison. There's a battle at midfield, is won by Ogiano. And Matt Rainsford slides in. And a couple of slide tackles as the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Seahawk ball. Physical game so far, but a clean one. And Kelly wins the race against Sargent to push the ball right in front of the Bison bench, but it stays in play for Ogiano, who receives in the attacking half of the field for the Seahawks. Hilby receives the ball and sends McDonald for a run down the near corner. And sliding in is Ryan Fraley, who will win the ball back for the Bison. Ryan Mangan looking for Jacob Sargent, but he gets his pocket picked, and the ball will be sent over to Nathan Constantino.
Constantino with plenty of time and space.
And he's trying to force it in Sundell, but it will be stripped away and passed all the way back to Juan Carlos De La Cruz. Here's Guerra in front of his own bench. He passes it off to Ogiano, who's looking to turn, but good defense by the Bison. And a long advantage is finally whistled out by the referee. Good team defense by the Bison not to let the Seahawks turn onto and face the net. But they will be whistled down for the foul.
Looks like senior captain Noah Medeiros will kick it away here for the Seahawks.
Here's Medeiros. His kick is deflected way up in the air at the top of the box. Ogiano looking to turn with it, but it's headed away and cleared out by the Bison. Sargent picks the ball up and passes it to Padilla. Padilla looking for help from Ingram, but in to take it away was the goal scorer, Ventura. That long ball will go all the way back to Davies, who looks to reset. That's taken away by Ali for the Bison. Mangan gets it taken away, and Noah Medeiros receives the pass on the near sideline. Ventura to Hilby to Ogiano now for the Seahawks, and Ogiano is looking for the senior Evan McDonald, who sends the ball to the goal line where it'll be stopped and picked up by De La Cruz.
And it looks like Seahawks had similar opportunity or a similar process in mind there as in comparison to their first goal. But Evan McDonald just couldn't keep control, and ball ends up with De La Cruz to kick it away for the Bison.
And that could be part of the field conditions that we mentioned before the game. Certainly makes it tougher to get a good touch on the ball. But after a booming punt by De La Cruz, the ball ends up being booted by Seth Wallens. Here's Guerra running onto it in the far corner. He receives, he cuts in, back out and in once again. He looks to serve in the middle, and here's Ogiano running on, but it's right at the feet of De La Cruz.
Another beautiful setup there, this time from Guerra. Nice pass to the middle of the box. Ogiano unfortunately could not get the ball around De La Cruz.
Ingram serves it off to Ali, but he cannot find Sargent at midfield, so Constantino will deal to Ventura. And now it's Guerra on the far sideline. And Sundell's pass will be deflected out of bounds by Padilla. So it'll be Seahawk ball right in front of their own bench. McDonald looking to enter the 18. He will serve Ogiano. He's looking for him, but it is broken up and now taken away by Rainsford, who's looking to send the Bison upfield in a hurry. Jessico DeMauro trying to run on, and he does. And there's a service that's booted up, and Wallens able to hold on to it. That ball was headed by Ryan Mangan, but he just got under it, so Wallens could make the save.
Yeah, brilliant chance there from Chasco DeMauro. Looking like that ball might have rolled out in the corner, but he kept it alive and able to send it over the net. Headed, but just high. And a really good scoring opportunity there for the Bison.
The Bison may be inspired by that quick transition, as that was by far their best opportunity thus far. Here's Ventura taking it away for the Seahawks, but taken right back. It's Padilla. Make that Ingram, who gives it away to Medeiros. Now here's Padilla, who takes it back. He's looking for Sargent on the run, but that ball trickles just too far. Wallens with a long throw that skips to the feet of Evan McDonald. Kelly looking to take some space now. Finds Medeiros, who's looking for Hilby, making a run on the sideline. Hilby cuts towards the middle. Now he's looking to serve Sundell just over his head, and Guerra keeps it in. Mishandled by Ogiano. He recovers, sends it on net, and it'll be well wide.
And Guerra doing a good job there, covering some space and keeping the ball in play for another scoring opportunity for the Seahawks. Shanked off the foot of Ogiano.
Stalemate at midfield, but the Bison will gain possession. Pass picked away by Ventura. He gets to Sundell and gets it right back. But stepping in was William Chappell. Medeiros looking to switch field to Hilby. Trying to lay it off for McDonald, but sliding in is Ali. And it'll be Bison ball.
As we tick under 27:30 left to play here in the first half.
Ventura will gain the advantage for the Seahawks as he cuts inside. And now the ball ends up at the feet of Casey Kelly. Medeiros receives it. And he looks at Guerra now. Guerra looks to reset the offense with Kelly, but that pass will be picked off. And the Bison looking to break out. Here's Mangan. And the Bison switch the field now. As that pass intended for Mangan picked off and taken by Evan McDonald, who will send it just too far for the running Ogiano. The Bison will move up here as Matt Rainsford restarts play. Mangan to Sargent to Padilla, and that ball will sail well out of bounds.
Looks like Padilla was looking for teammate Chasco DeMaro in the corner on that one, but slippery ball may have caused him to just kick that one right out of play.
Casey Kelly receives with plenty of space. And the Seahawks are looking content to just play keep away at the moment. Kelly's pass kicked out of bounds there by Ali, so he will throw it back into play. Ogiano finds McDonald running onto it. He tries to sell Sundell on a run, but that ball just kept on skipping.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a rock skipping across the pond there, as that ball just skips quickly out of play. And now De La Cruz will kick it away.
Chesco DeMaro battling with Guerra for the ball. And Guerra will win possession for the Seahawks. Long throw in for Ogiano, but it will be taken away by Padilla. Rich Ventura sends it down the near sideline for Casey Kelly. And Kelly's pass is kicked out of bounds by Ryan Fraley. And Hilby comes away with that free ball, and he will give it back to Kelly, who sends it to Noah Medeiros. Medeiros switches the field for the Seahawks. Here's Guerra running on now. Guerra trying to look in, but that ball will roll all the way to De La Cruz.
And it seemed like a little bit of miscommunication there between Guerra and Sundell. Pass intended for Sundell, but didn't seem like he knew just what to do. And that ball is kicked away by De La Cruz.
It looks like McDonald loses his footing there. But Ventura able to recover the ball for the Seahawks momentarily. Now it's Padilla handing it off to Ali for the Bison. It's Evan Hilby for the Seahawks, looking to get the offense going. Guerra at midfield, gives it to McDonald, who looks at Kelly. Hilby cutting towards the goal line. And it'll be Bison ball after Matt Rainsford comes in, and a nice shutdown defensive play for the Bison. Here's Sargent fighting off two Seahawks. As Constantino is just going to come in there and play it safely back to Wallens. Constantino trying to start play the other way now for the Seahawks. As Guerra feeds McDonald. And he gets taken away there by Chappell, who will win a foul for the Bison.
21-25 left to play now in the first half.
And that low, long kick is headed over to Evan McDonald. And the Bison will get it to Chappelle. Long ball looking for Ali is headed away by Kelly, but right back in is Mangan. Mangan looking to shoot. It's deflected away by Ventura. And in to scoop it up is Rainford. And there's a foul. Handball on the Bison.
You could hear fans yelling, "Look at the replay on that one." Clearly not agreeing with the call there by the ref.
Kelly elects to play this free kick short to James Davies. Constantino playing it up to Ogiano, but it's taken away by Chasco DeMaro. Sundell's pass is booted away by Fraley. And Kelly is going to be whistled for the foul. A little bit too physical with Mangan, and things are starting to heat up down there.
Corey McAvoy to kick it away here for the Bison.
And the back heel attempt is kicked away by the Seahawks, but McAvoy runs onto it once more. Ingram to Ali, to Chasco DeMaro.
As that ball is rolled out of play. It'll be a throw in here for the Seahawks. Here to check in. Substitution here for the Seahawks. Number 26, Dylan Sock, to come on for Dana Sundell.
Salve Regina, number 26, Dylan Sock.
And Guerra battles with Chesco tomorrow. Chesco tomorrow comes away with it, looking to get it upfield to Mangan, but it's taken away by the Seahawks and given to Guerra. Make that Hilby. And Hilby's pass kind of ties Sock up there. Ali playing it forward to Sargent, who just couldn't handle it, and it'll trickle out of bounds and be Seahawk ball. McDonald being double teamed, and he just couldn't give it to Hilby there.
Yeah, it looks like we'll have our first sub for the Bison. Benjamin DeMaio will come on for number 9, Ryan Majin.
So it'll be Bison ball as Benjamin DeMaio, who just came into the game, hands it off to his teammate Matt Rainsford. It's a long ball looking for Chesco tomorrow at the top of the 18 will trickle, and Guerra's going to get there to prevent the corner kick. He kept it in play, and now it's Constantino looking for Sock. Sock looking to turn, but it's poked away there on a nice sliding tackle by Jonathan Ingram. McDonald shielding off Ali there, and he will earn the Seahawks yet another throw in. And that'll be a handball on the Bison. So it'll be Seahawk ball from give or take 28, 29 yards out.
Senior captain Evan McDonald waits to kick it away here for the Seahawks from about the 25-yard line.
There's a long boot towards the far post, but a nice easy catch there for De La Cruz. He's going to take his time and let the Bison get downfield. A long booming punt by De La Cruz, and you could hear that thud off the head of a Bison. I think that was Benjamin DeMaio. Ball will go out of bounds right in front of the Bison bench and be Bison ball. Sock trying to keep it in play, and he does. It's Ogiano finding Guerra on the far sideline. Guerra looking to attack with speed. And Guerra is cut down by Corey McAvoy. A high bouncing ball will be corralled by Medeiros and given to Casey Kelly. Kelly to Ventura to Guerra. Guerra patiently waiting, looking for a hole, and that's cut off by McAvoy. And McAvoy is fouled. And that ball bouncing all the way. Wallens out of his net and winning the race. Benjamin DeMaio giving chase to it, but Wallens knew he won that race and got to the ball first. Padilla looking to play it forward. Referee says advantage on the potential handball, as Padilla will walk it back for the Bison. Ball looking to be played forward, but Casey Kelly able to handle two Bison coming onto him. Ogiano just able to chip it to Medeiros, and he finds Hilby. Hilby running on. He's going to be cut down there by Rainsford. Hilby's able to get the ball off to Ogiano, who mishandles it, and it'll be Bison ball.
Just under 13 minutes left to play now in the first half. Looks like their second substitution here for the Bison. Areza Betancourt in now for the Bison. A 6-foot sophomore from Medellin, Colombia.
Sock gains control of the ball for the Seahawks and sends Guerra in a battle with Padilla for the ball. Guerra able to get it to Ventura. Medeiros finds McDonald, who looks for Sock, but it's headed away right back to Ventura. Ventura to Sock. Sock looking to advance it forward, but it's cut down by the Bison. And Chesko DeMauro comes in and forces a throw-in right on the corner for the Seahawks. And we have a whistle here. Just a discussion with the Seahawks. Looks like he's talking to Jacob Guerra, junior from Colchester, Connecticut. But it'll be just a discussion, as the throw-in is short and intended for McDonald, but taken away by McAvoy. That ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Seahawk bench. Sock deals to Medeiros. And McDonald looks for Guerra in the corner. Guerra receives just inside the 18. Guerra looking, shooting, and it hits the outside of the net off of the save by De La Cruz. So it'll be a Seahawk corner kick.
And a good shot there from Guerra off the hands of De La Cruz. Sets up another potential scoring opportunity here for the Seahawks.
And McDonald's corner kick is short and low. And it'll finally be cleared away by Ali for the Bison. Running on to it is Areza Betancourt, but he can't catch up to it. So it'll be Kelly now to throw it in. DeMayo looking to advance the ball, but it's deflected, and Constantino will run onto it for the Seahawks. And that ball will go out of bounds as we get a pair of substitutions, one for each team.
And it looks like Sam Winarski will come on for Guerra for the Seahawks, and Lucas Vadi will come on for the Bison.
Winarski tries to make an impact as he receives the ball, but it's taken away by the Bison. Now here's Ingram looking long. Constantino cuts it down and gives to Medeiros, who finds Hilby. Hilby makes a man miss and deals to Ogiano. Ogiano looking for McDonald, who has some space, looking to cross it in, but way too high for Winarski there. And it'll be Bison ball.
Plenty of space and time there for McDonald, but unable to connect with Winarski as that kick sails right out of bounds.
And that's a tough ball to play on the first touch, but McDonald wanted to attack with speed there. as he had Winarski running on, but it just sailed up on him. Here's Sock in the corner trying to get to it. He pokes it to Ogiano. Ogiano tries to shield a Bison off, and he will earn a corner kick for the Seahawks.
Yeah, and Ogiano leading the Seahawks in goals scored with 10 on the season. Just behind him, Evan McDonald with 9.
Here's the McDonald corner kick. De La Cruz gets up, and he comes down with it. A great aggressive play there by De La Cruz, going way up to come down with the ball. And as you mentioned, Ogiano and McDonald, they are on the All-CCC first team. They're joined by Casey Kelly and Seth Wallens for the Seahawks. Meanwhile, the Bison coming down the field. The cross in picked off by Ventura. And now the ball will trickle out for a goal kick.
Bison fans certainly wanted the corner kick on that one as we tick under 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first half.
Wallen sorting out his options. And that ball will bounce to Sock. Sock fights off one Bison. That was Jonathan Ingram hitting the turf. And the ball will trickle back to De La Cruz. De La Cruz looking long, but it's headed away by Noah Medeiros. Ogiano gives it back to Medeiros, who's looking for Winarski. A tough ball to handle there for Sam Winarski.
And it doesn't seem so much tonight that the wet field conditions are affecting either side so far.
Sock looking for McDonald, but it's taken away by Ingram. And his ball will trickle all the way back to Seth Wallens, who's waiting at the top of his 18-yard box. Mullins' high punt is going to be won by Ingram, but he heads it over to Constantino. And that tight passing there is picked off by Ariza Betancourt.
During the game for Salve Regina, number 23, Pat Haggerty. Entering for Nichols, number 2.
Looks like number 23, Pat Haggerty, will come on to replace Evan McDonald for the Seahawks. As for Nichols, Brian Zuba will come on.
So after the substitutions, it'll be Seahawk ball after the Bison throw-in. As Constantino looks for Sock. Ogiano gives it back to Winarski, who dumps it off to Medeiros. And Medeiros was challenged heavily there by Nicholas Padilla.
Taking under 5 minutes left to play now in the first half. Salve still leading Nichols 1-0.
Padilla looking for space. And he's just going to send it back to his defenseman, Ryan Fraley, who's weighing out his options, and he's just going to send that ball down the field where Wallens will leave it at his feet. Long ball to Kelly. He's looking for Ogiano, but it's going to be cut down by McAvoy. Ingram sends it long now. Ventura to Winarski. That ball was in the middle of a couple Seahawks, but nobody could get to it. As Rainsford finds the feet of Benjamin DeMeo. Ventura trying to advance forward for the Seahawks, but it's Padilla stepping up on him once again. Ventura is grabbed from behind there by Padilla, and that gets the attention of the official to bring out the first card of the game.
And Medeiros shaken up a little bit there for a minute, laying on the ground, but able to get back up under his own power. And it looks like he'll take the free kick here for the Seahawks. Things getting a little chippy here at Toppa Field between fans. 3:39 left to play here in the first half.
Medeiros sends it up, and De La Cruz will come down with it. As De La Cruz with a long throw, looking for DeMeo, but it's cut down by Hilby. Sock to Ogiano. Ogiano looking for Ventura. Ventura with a shot on net. That's deflected, and that'll go right to the hands of De La Cruz. Constantino's ball will be picked up by Kelly now. Kelly to Medeiros to Hilby on the near sideline, and that ball will just roll out of bounds. And the Bison looking to move with some speed here as Kelly is shielding off DeMeo. DeMeo pokes it, but Medeiros picks it up and tries to send it to Sock. Ogiano scoops it up and tries to find Winarski. He does on the far sideline. Winarski cuts back in. Winarski looking for Ogiano, but too far in front of him, and the Bison look to transition. Medeiros wins it back, gives it to Ventura, who finds Winarski once more. Winarski looking to center, but a nice diving header there. Medeiros regains possession, looks to feed Davies.
Haggerty now losing control of that one, but off the Bison, it'll be a throw-in for the Seahawks. As sophomore Matthew Warshaw comes on to replace Ogiano for the Seahawks.
And Kelly elects for the safe option to throw it back to Davies, with 1:20 remaining in the first half here at Toppa Field. Kelly plays it to the feet of Ventura, but it is taken away by Corey McAvoy, who looks to get the Bison upfield quickly.
1 minute left in the half.
Medeiros finds Ventura. And Winarski's being challenged now by Padilla. Padilla gives it to Ingram.
Taking
Ingram's
under 40 seconds left to play.
Medeiros wins the ball back for the Seahawks and plays it to Kelly. Kelly looking to supply Sock, and that ball just goes off his feet. But it's spit right back out to Medeiros, who fires it out of bounds with 20 seconds remaining.
Ten seconds now.
10, 9, 8,
Sock
7,
to Ventura.
5, 4,
Ventura looking for one final chance for the Seahawks as Sock will send it towards the net, deflected away by Ingram. And that is 45 minutes in the books here at Toppa Field. Chris, what did you see out there?
Well, Ryan, I definitely saw possession for the majority of that first half in favor of the Seahawks, and definitely plenty more scoring opportunities for the Seahawks as well.
And we go to the locker rooms with the Seahawks on top, 1-0. And 45 minutes in the books, 45 to go. Winner of this one advances on to the conference finals here on Saturday. We will be right back. Welcome back to Toppa Field. Both teams emerge from the locker room. The Seahawks lead the Bison 1-0 here at halftime. Just about ready to go underway in the second half. Ryan Costa alongside Chris Ryan. And Chris, if you're the Bison, you come on the road, you're facing the number 1 seed, and you're only down a goal. What's your mentality coming out of the locker room? Because you have 45 minutes to extend your season. What are you trying to do?
Well, within these 45 minutes, Ryan, I would definitely, if I were the Bison, I would come out aggressive to start and just set the tone for this second half, because the Seahawks really had possession of the ball for the majority of that first half. As you said, that 1-0 lead coming from a goal from Rich Ventura. That'll be his 5th of the season. And Ryan, if I were the Bison, that's one thing I would be looking to do, is set the tone for this half and keep possession for a majority of it.
Absolutely, and that's part of the Seahawk game that's gotten them to this point thus far, is their possession work, able to move the ball, especially through their fullbacks on the defensive side of the ball. They're able to hold possession through them and work the ball forward that way. It'll be the Bison kicking off the second half as we are underway with 45 minutes to go in one of these team seasons. As Guerra wins the ball for the Seahawks, looks to supply Ogiano. And then Medeiros' kick is deflected all over the field, where it's finally corralled by Ryan Fraley. Medeiros holds it. It's deflected out of bounds by Nicholas Padilla. Cosentino looking for Sundell. That loose ball will be poked out of bounds by Ali.
Constantino to throw in here.
The McDonald kick is deflected around by Corey McAvoy. And after some consoling, it looks like we're going to have a goal kick. So a little bit of confusion. One official saying one thing, one saying the other. But ultimately, it's the assistant referee who signals goal kick. Sundell wins the ball back for the Seahawks. He feeds Hilby on the far sideline. Gives to Ventura, and now looking for Ogiano. Ogiano gets it taken away by Matt Rainsford. And it looks like James Davey will send it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Seth Wallins. And a physical challenge there as James Davey comes away with the ball for the Seahawks. Constantino gives it to Guerra, who finds McDonald. McDonald makes a man miss and supplies Sundell, who looks to turn. But it'll be McAvoy stepping up and clearing it for the Bison. This is Ogiano on a long run, looking for Sundell in the middle of the field. But it is deflected and pushed all the way back to Casey Kelly. Seahawks looking to switch the field to Guerra, but it's taken by Chappelle, and he gave it right back to Constantino. Constantino loses control, ball go out of bounds. It'll be Bison ball as Padilla gives it to Ali. Ali looking for Chasico tomorrow, but it's Mangan who goes down on the play without a whistle. And a back heel pass there by Evan McDonald gives it right back to Guerra. Guerra has it deflected over to Ventura. Ventura looking at Hilby. Hilby looking to cross. Here's Sundell with the header, and it'll just be picked off by Ingram. A great defensive play there to get in front of that ball. Bison aren't clear yet, though, as here's Evan McDonald running in. And McDonald gets double teamed, and the Bison will get a goal kick. Corey McAvoy slow to get up after that play.
Yeah, it didn't look like too bad of a collision between McAvoy and McDonald, but nevertheless, McAvoy able to get up under his own power and run away as we await the kick from De La Cruz.
Well, McDonald is the biggest Seahawk on the roster. 6'4", 170 pounds. As we are playing once again as Sundell gets over the sliding tackle of Jonathan Ingram. Here's Guerra looking for McDonald, pops it right back to him. Guerra cutting outside, and it's poked away by Chappelle for a Seahawk throw-in. Cosentino looking for McDonald inside the 18. It's Ogiano, and his shot is going to just sail wide. And it's Ryan Fraley who did not give Ogiano a clean shot on net and forces him to shoot the ball wide. A great defensive play there. Padilla at midfield has it kicked out of bounds by Guerra. Chappelle looking for Mangan, who gets pushed from behind without a whistle.
And that push looked pretty clean, but on this one we'll have a whistle.
And the second time around is going to get the attention of the official. And he's conversing with a pair of Bison at midfield. Captain Jonathan Ingram just looking for some answers as to why the first call wasn't called. But regardless, he will head over for the free kick for the Bison, who are set up at the top of the 18. Ingram approaches, and it's a low kick that's headed away, put right back into play by Fraley. And Hilby tries to clear the Seahawks out, but it's Matt Rainsford who forces it out of bounds and wins the Bison the throw-in. Here's Jacob Sargent running on. Sargent with a shot, and that's blocked down by Davies. And a long, clear ball. It'll remain Bison ball. Ingram approaches to take yet another free kick, this time on the far sideline. And the Bison once again setting up at the top of the 18.
Yeah, as we tick under 37:30 left to play here.
There's a low hit. Wallens couldn't handle it, and it's tapped in. The Bison are even on the road And it's going to be Ali evening things up 1-1. And we got a ball game, folks.
And it looked like Wallens had that ball in his hands, but just couldn't keep control as he hit the ground and left it up for Ali to send it through and even up the score here at Toppa Field.
And perhaps that's the first instance that we know of tonight where the weather could have played a factor. As that ball could have been a little bit slippery, tough for Wallens to handle. And that re-energized everybody with the Bison. Ali, just his 4th goal on the year, but I doubt that he's had any one bigger than that one right there. And the Bison are taking your advice, Chris. They're out of the locker room, being aggressive. And they're able to tie it up within the first 10 minutes of the second half. Cosentino with the long throw for Sundell. He's able to get it to McDonald. And the ball will trickle out of bounds for a Bison goal kick. Medeiros runs on and heads it out of bounds, but it'll be deflected off of Chasico DeMauro. So a Seahawk throw-in taken by Nathan Cosentino now. Guerra double-teamed on the sideline, and he'll cough that one up. As Mangan tries to play it forward for Padilla. Padilla finds the goal scorer, Ali. But Kelly will step in front of his pass as now Ventura, the Seahawk goal scorer, gets it stripped away, but he's fighting right back. And it's going to be Padilla who plays it back to his goalkeeper. Guerra finds Captain Noah Medeiros looking for McDonald. McDonald on the goal line, still battling. And it'll be a Seahawk corner kick as make that McDonald wins the battle on the goal line. Seahawks earn a set piece.
Definitely a brilliant job by McDonald there to even keep the ball in play, let alone have it go off the defender.
It's a long ball. Mishandled by De La Cruz. It's bouncing, but he recovers. And Ogiano is right there for the Seahawks. But a quick recovery by De La Cruz mitigates the damage. And a long kick goes to Sargent. Sargent trying to work around Medeiros, but Medeiros wins it right back. Ball is deflected and ends up with Evan McDonald. McDonald to Medeiros to Hilby. Ventura patiently gives it to Kelly. Ingram finds Padilla at midfield, who lays it off for McAvoy to just clear the zone. And a long kick there by Davies is scooped up, but now we have Hilby winning the loose ball. Seahawks have numbers coming upfield. Hilby tries to cut inside, but that ball is slide tackled away, and now the Bison are trying to move. Padilla gets taken down by Medeiros, looking for a card. And Padilla is not happy with that challenge. Oh no, now things are getting physical out here.
And certainly a little extracurricular activity there from the Bison. Not sure who, but someone came up behind Hilby and threw a haymaker to his back after being tripped. And that really started all the activity over there on the far sideline between both teams.
So now the officials are going to have some sorting out to do. As you hate to see this, it's a great playoff environment. Things are physical, but the pot is starting to boil over. Now it looks like the official wants to speak with the captains. So we have 2 cards dealt out.
Yeah, certainly a lot of emotions on the field here for both sides, not wanting to see their season come to an end here today. 32:50 left to play in the second half. And it looks like Nichols will take possession.
And there's going to be a lot of explaining to do coming out of that one. But a good job by the official to take control quickly. As it will be Nichols' ball because Padilla being fouled started that whole sequence. Ingram puts it back into play for the Bison. Ball hops up, and that was Padilla trying to volley, but it's cleared away by Guerra. Guerra finds Sundell, but he gets tangled up with McAvoy. McAvoy will win the ball back for the Bison via the foul. McAvoy has it flicked on, but Constantino gives it to Guerra on the near sideline. McDonald feeds Medeiros. It's taken back by the Bison. Padilla feeds Chesko Demaro, and his shot is going to roll well wide of the net. Mullins with the goal kick. And the second ball will be picked up by Evan Hilby. And the Bison will win the ball back. Ventura gets it to Medeiros, who finds McDonald. McDonald to Guerra on the near sideline, runs onto it. Guerra running on, loses control of it, tries to regain control, and it'll be an advantage for the Bison. Running up the field now is Chesko Demaro. Guerra puts the brakes on and feeds Medeiros. Running onto it now is Rainsford for the Bison. Rainsford in a sprint, but Kelly comes in and scoops the ball right up. Kelly looking to send Sundell on a run. but Fraley heads it away. Medeiros regathers the ball at midfield, and McDonald pops that pass up. Sliding in there is Jonathan Ingram. And the Bison will throw the ball back into play. And the official addressing both teams once again, reminding that there could be further discipline if things go over the line.
Yeah, and certainly emotions continue to factor into this one as we tick under 28:50 left to play in the second half, still tied up at 1.
We are not being robbed of a playoff environment tonight, that's for sure, as things are getting very intense, with the scoreboard being 1-1 with 28.5 minutes left in the second half. Kelly looking for Hilby in front of the Bison bench, but he could not handle that pass. Ventura finds McDonald at midfield. A sliding tackle, but picked up by Sundell. Sundell to Guerra. Guerra looking, crossing it in, but it's tipped away by Fraley. And now looking to transition is Chasico tomorrow. He supplies Sargent. This Sargent ball is deflected over to Casey Kelly. Kelly to Ventura, who's not getting a lot of pressure on him until it's Padilla stepping in. Padilla looking for Sargent, but he wasn't expecting that ball to come through. So Wallens will control it in front of his own net. And there's a Bison down.
And it looks like it could just be a leg cramp.
Looks like Ryan Mangan coming off. He's jogging off, but I'm not sure if he's going to just come and re-enter the game or be substituted. And it looks like he will need to be substituted.
And it looks like Benjamin DeMaio will come on to replace.
Sundell gives it to McDonald. And the ball go out of bounds and be Bison ball. And the official dealing out yet another yellow card, as the cautions have been flashed around tonight. And I think at this point, any more necessary discipline for the official. Yep, and he's going to flash another one. He is taking care of this game right now. No more free passes. So we restart once more, and it'll be yet another Bison throw-in. The ball will trickle out of bounds for a goal kick. Seth Wallens on the goal kick. And he'll get the ball right back at him as he sends it up the field. Constantino to Guerra to Sock. Sock trying to work it back to Constantino. That pass is picked off. DeMayo couldn't keep control as McDonald hits the turf, and the whistle is blown for a foul. Seahawks playing short, just trying to keep possession and look to open up an opportunity right now as Sundell runs on. Sundell cuts in, and the ball will trickle back to the diving De La Cruz. Sundell had a small window there, but he just got cut down.
Looked like he was just trying to get that last touch on it to give it to Sock, but unable to, and De La Cruz scoops it up.
Cosentino couldn't keep it away from Mangan. No, make that DeMayo. And DeMayo trying to get around Ventura there, but he'll be whistled down for the foul. And even more conversations between players and officials. So here we go. The kick from just in front of the far sideline. The Bison are sprinkled through that 18-yard box. Only one man back. The ball intended for the far post is headed away, but it is still in the box. Cleared out momentarily, but scooped right back up by Ingram, and his shot just sails wide. Pair of substitutions coming on for the Seahawks.
Looks like number 25, John Reichart, and number 3, Sam Winarski will come on here for the Seahawks with 23:57 left to play in the second half. Score still tied, 1-1.
Ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be Seahawk ball. .23.5 minutes remain here at Toppa Field. Rich Ventura and Ali Ali, your goal scorers.
And it looks like we'll have another stoppage of play and another Bison down on the far side of the field this time.
I'm not sure who was the Bison that was down, but they seem to be okay as we restart. Davies corrals the ball just shy of midfield and deals it to McDonald. McDonald to Guerra. Guerra finds Sundell running on the sideline, and he is cut down from behind by Corey McAvoy.
And we'll have another stoppage of play and a yellow card here.
And the official is just not going to rest on yellow cards anymore. Once the scuffle breaks out, he wants to take control of this game.
It's like number 21, Corey McAvoy, taking the card on that hard foul against Sundell.
And Chris, under normal circumstances, I don't know if that is worth a yellow card, but in this playoff environment here tonight, the official's going to do everything he can to keep the peace. Meanwhile, here's Medeiros looking for the far post. It's tipped in and just out of the reach of Dylan Sock. So a threatening opportunity there for the Seahawks, but nothing comes of it.
Dylan Sock putting everything he could out there, trying to reach that ball, but to no avail.
A quick restart here for the Bison. As Constantino tries to chip it forward, but it's cut down by Jonathan Ingram. Ingram's pass is almost tipped away by Sundell. As John Reichert trying to make his fingerprints on this game. Guerra on the near sideline. Cuts towards the goal line. He's taken down, and no foul there. We keep playing. Here's McAvoy weighing out his options. He decides to elevate the ball, where Constantino will push it out of bounds. Padilla. He's sending Rainsford down the sideline. Back to Padilla. Padilla trying to center. And it'll be cleared out by the Seahawks. Casey Kelly showing you why he is the CCC Defensive Player of the Year right there.
And a job well done by Guerra there to keep the Seahawks in possession.
The ball will trickle all the way out of bounds, where the senior goalkeeper Juan Carlos de la Cruz from Stamford, Connecticut, will take yet another goal kick for the Nichols Bison. De la Cruz's kick is headed around a couple times, where Ali tries to push it past Winarski.
That ball forced out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Seahawks. And a sub coming on for the Seahawks. Pat Haggerty will come on to replace Evan McDonald.
In the game for Salve Regina, number 23, Pat Haggerty.
Senior captain Evan McDonald coming off the field in a tie game in what could be the final game of his career if the Seahawks do not score. Now here's Kelly at midfield. Medeiros finds Guerra on the near sideline. Guerra to Sock. Sock looking for Guerra, pushing forward. Guerra able to just knock it forward, but De La Cruz is on top of it.
And a beautiful pass there. A little toe tap from Dylan Sock as Guerra was 100% looking to score there. Unfortunately, right into the hands of De La Cruz.
Kelly steps up. And Medeiros just trying to get it out of the zone for the Seahawks. Trying to relieve the pressure that the Bison have been building up in these last couple minutes. Here's Haggerty pushing forward. Haggerty leaves it for Kelly. Medeiros back down to Winarski. Reichert finding Guerra on the near sideline. Guerra trying to use his speed, but he is matched up with Chesco DeMaro, who will just kick it out of bounds for a Seahawk throw-in.
And a little bit of jersey tugging there
In the game for
by the
Salve,
Bison,
number 8,
but no whistle
Ventura.
as Rich Ventura enters the game again.
And it's Medeiros coming off as well for the Seahawks. A lot of substitutions, as perhaps they are preparing for this game to go longer than originally scheduled. Reichert looking for Winarski on the far sideline. Winarski elects to keep the ball in play. Winarski to Ventura with a ambitious shot. That'll just go wide of the net.
And Rich Ventura being your goal scorer in the first half, looking a little anxious to potentially take a lead here with 17:26 left to play here in the second half.
Well, you can't score if you don't shoot. As Sundell leaves it for Hegarty. Hegarty looking to push forward and supply Sock, but that ball is cut down and taken now by Padilla. Padilla to Ali. The ball is moved forward, and James Davies facing his own net, able to clear it away from danger. Ventura looking to turn, finds Hegarty. Hegarty sees Hilby running down the sideline. Hilby looking for Sock, but a poor first touch will be cleared away by Ryan Fraley. Casey Kelly tries to keep the Seahawks in the attacking zone. And that pass intended for Hegarty cleared away. Winarski's going to reset at the top with Constantino as we approach 16 minutes remaining in the second half. Hilby looking to run down the near sideline. And Hilby gets it stripped away by Chasco Demaro. And the leading scorer for Nichols Bison, Jacob Sargent, comes off the field. As we're about to approach the most important minutes of the season. And there is a Bison down. That was James Chasco Demaro. He seems to be all right, just in need of a substitution. A long throw to restart play to Ryan Mangan back in the game. That ball pushed forward. Winarski make it. Wallens coming out of his own net. Wallens with the high far kick. John Reichert gets it taken away. Nicholas Padilla trying to create some space as he pushes it downfield. Padilla still going as Constantino steps in and takes it away. Here's Vadi. Ali decides to send it back to his defense where Corey McAvoy waits. Chappelle deals to Vadi. And we're going to get a foul here on Hegarty. And we will probably get another card. Perhaps just a discussion. So just a warning to Hegarty as John Ingram will be restarting play here for the Bison on the free kick. That ball going towards the box but cleared away by the Seahawks. He'll be giving chase. Hegarty tied up with Riley Donovan. That ball is left for Ali inside the 18. Ali trying to back heel for Mangan. Sundell comes in from behind. It'll be Ingram with it for the Bison. Ingram's pass intercepted by Constantino. Now Sundell coming on to it. And Ingram with a good defensive play to force him out of bounds.
And a few subs coming on for the Seahawks. It looks like starters Medeiros McDonald and Ogiano will all come on for the last 14:01 of this second half.
Captains Medeiros and McDonald fighting for the right to continue their Seahawk career. They've got 14 minutes and possibly more.
And we're coming down to the final push here from both sides to possibly win this game and move on to the CCC championships this Saturday.
Long throw for McDonald. Medeiros comes in and gives it to Winarski. Little miscommunication there as the ball does stay in bounds, but it will be Bison ball regardless. As Davies takes some contact after that header. And it'll be a foul on the Bison. Quick restart. Given to Constantino. Here's Dawson Quint. No, make that Demai. Now here's Lucas Vadi looking for some space as he passes to Padilla. Padilla to Ali. Ali looking to give it back to Vadi, but that ball is trickling. And a great play by Vadi to keep it in bounds. But what's the call here? It's going to be Seahawk ball. It looks like it's a throw-in. So a Seahawk throw-in, but they are pinned in to the near corner.
As number 10, Jacob Guerra, comes back on for the Seahawks. 11:41 left to play here at Toppa.
McDonald to Ogiano. As Ingram tries to strap in. And Ogiano wins the ball back for the Seahawks. And that pass from Sock just too far ahead of Ventura. De La Cruz with a long kick, but a great touch there by Mangan. Medeiros to McDonald. McDonald looking long to Sock. Sock's running on, but it'll be De La Cruz able to scoop that ball up. Guerra in a battle with DeMaio, and he will win the ball via the foul. Casey Kelly patiently waiting as he squeezes that one into Ventura. Medeiros finds Guerra with some space. Guerra running forward, looking to cross, looking for Sock, and a one-handed save by De La Cruz. You won't find anything better than that, folks. De La Cruz going from post to post, and cat-like reflexes keeps that ball off the goal line and out of the net.
Yeah, and Ryan, Medeiros to Guerra over to Sock. Couldn't have been any better. De La Cruz making a highlight save there.
Medeiros trying to head forward, but it'll be cleared out. James Davies, the lone Seahawk at midfield, trying to resupply the Seahawk offense as it's McDonald on the far sideline. McDonald looking to cross in, looking for Kelly, but it is just out of his reach and will go out for a goal kick.
And Ryan, you also can't forget De La Cruz, a senior at Nichols, looking to continue on his season this year for the Bison and showing just how much he wants it. And that play there.
Just what a moment for the senior goalkeeper. Nobody was expecting him to get there. And just a desperate attempt works out. On a highlight reel save. Chappelle looking to get it back to his goalkeeper. That ball will deflect off the shoestring of Guerra.
8:20 and counting now left in this second half.
Number 5, Anchasso Demaro. And number 15, Jake
Chasco Demaro and Nick Sargent on the field for the Bison now.
Seems like both teams right around the 20-minute mark to go pulled a lot of their starters out to rest them up for these last few minutes and possibly overtime. As this is Hilby on the far sideline. Hilby, through the legs of his opponent, finds Sock. Sock still with it, looking to feed the middle, but it's taken away by Ingram and pushed upfield as Kelly runs on, looking for Ventura. As that ball is cleared out by Dawson Quinn. Davies running onto it and supplying Guerra on the near sideline. Guerra looking to cut in and feed Medeiros at midfield. Medeiros pass a little bit too hard for Hilby. That ball bounces around, but will end up as a Bison throw-in. Ventura trying to win it back for the Seahawks, but Padilla making his case as Sock swoops in and supplies Constantino. And Ingram will just boot it out of bounds. Constantino looking for the best option as he finds McDonald. Guerra through the legs to Ventura. Ventura looking for Ogiano, but unable to keep it in bounds.
Under 6 minutes left to play here in regular time.
Guerra runs on and wins the throw-in. He gets the ball back. Guerra goes to Medeiros. Medeiros looks to switch the field. It's Hilby. Hilby fires back to Casey Kelly. Kelly looking to cross it in. He finds McDonald inside the 18, who gives it back to Guerra. Guerra to Medeiros, to McDonald. McDonald takes a touch. McDonald firing, and it's cleared away by the Bison, but they're not out of danger yet as Guerra has it just outside the 18. Guerra looking, and it's deflected once more. This time it's McAvoy for the Bison as we approach the 5-minute remaining mark. Seahawks threatening there, but good job on the Bison to keep the ball outside the 18.
Yeah, and Guerra showing off his skills and getting around a few of the Bison defenders, setting up some real good offensive possessions there for the Seahawks. So we tick under 4:35 in the second half.
Wallens waits as he sends that ball long. Sock just trying to advance it, but it'll end up at the feet of William Chappelle. Now here's Vadi giving it to Padilla. He'll be trying to get it forward to Ogiano. Ogiano does a barrel roll over the ball. The ball will be touched out of bounds. It'll be Bison ball. Throw in looking for Jacob Sargent, but it's taken by the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks certainly not letting the Bison anywhere near their goal in the past 5 minutes or so.
It's a great one-touch pass. Here's Ventura. Now Guerra. Guerra sliding in and scoring. Jacob Guerra puts the Seahawks on top with 3:34 remaining in the conference semifinals.
Wow. Ryan, you really can't ask for a better setup than that for Guerra. One-on-one with De La Cruz. And, you know, if you know Guerra, you know that's it from there.
And what a moment for this team at home. Regular season champions for the second year in a row, but that doesn't matter to them. They want the overall champions, and they are 3 minutes and 34 seconds away from doing just that. So now it'll be an all-out attack by the Nichols Bison to try to even things up here. As Ingram gives it away to McDonald. And we'll see if the Seahawks want to play down in the Bison end or just keep possession as they look to go forward. Here's Sock. Sock with a shot attempt. That's blocked down by Dawson Quinn. Ventura just trying to hold on for the Seahawks as Constantino will send Ogiano on a run where De La Cruz scoops it up. And you got to feel bad for De La Cruz. You cannot forget about that amazing save he made with around 9 minutes remaining. And he didn't have a chance on that Guerra shot either. As we have an injured Seahawk down. And it looks to be the senior captain, Evan McDonald.
Entering the game for Salve Regina, number 25, John Riker.
And if he can't return, which doesn't look like he will, looks like John Riker will enter the game. That is a pretty big blow for the Seahawks for this next 2 minutes and 34 seconds. As it was McDonald's one-touch passing that really started the sequence that allowed Guerra to just slip through the Bison defense. And as it stands right now, the goal that would be sending the Seahawks to the conference championship. It'd be right here, Saturday, November 9th, on Toppa Field if the Bison are unable to tie things up. And a quick restart by Corey McAvoy. But it's Ventura who keeps the ball for the Seahawks. Ogiano to Hilby. Ventura trying to keep possession for the Seahawks.
1:45 and counting now.
And taking that one is Casey Kelly as we just passed 99 seconds remaining in this ball game. And sprinting over to put it back in play is Lucas Vadi for the Bison. Here's Ingram looking to supply Padilla. Back to Vadi, but it's kicked away by Riker. All the way back to De La Cruz with 1:10 remaining. Padilla looking to get it down, but is picked up by Davies. Vadi giving it to Ingram. Back to Vadi, and he sends it down to Padilla. And Padilla just couldn't keep it in bounds. So 45 seconds remaining. Long throw by Constantino. Able to find Ventura. And Ventura 1-on-3, making his way down the field. Ventura smartly making his way to the corner to eat time, as it's 25 seconds remaining. And he should be content to hold it as he's able to find Sock in the box. And finally, it's kicked out of bounds with 15 seconds remaining.
10, 9, 8,
And the
7,
seniors,
6, 5,
Evan McDonald,
4,
Noah Medeiros,
2,
Dana Sundell, and Evan Lasky can breathe easy as they have one more game in a Seahawk uniform as the Salve Regina Seahawks are going to the conference championship game. And what more could you ask out of this contest tonight? A great fight by the number 5 seed Bison coming into Newport tonight.
match, Salve Regina University 2, Nichols College 1. The Seahawks next match
And
will be
certainly
this Saturday,
plenty of
November
emotions
9th,
on the field
from
for the Bison
championship final
as
of the 2009
many of their seniors
Commonwealth Coast Conference
visibly
Men's
upset
Soccer Championship Tournament.
with that
Against the
as
winner
the
of
end
tonight's
of their
other
career.
semifinal match between the second-seeded Gulls of Endicott
But
College
certainly a
and the
well-fought
third-seeded Leopards
battle
of Wentworth
for both
Institute.
sides here at Toppa
Thank you for
Field.
supporting
And
Salve
if
Regina
you
Men's
were in the
Soccer.
crowd watching
Please pick up
or
all
watching the
your
live
tickets
stream,
and
you couldn't have asked for anything more than that from both sides in this one.
Ride, drive,
And
walk
the
safely.
Seahawks will move on to play again this Saturday in the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship between the winner of Endicott and Wentworth. That game coming up at 7. So it should be starting now over at Endicott.
And the Bison have 6 seniors.
They start at 7.
Juan Carlos de la Cruz, the goalkeeper, who made the spectacular save. Brian Zuba, Jonathan Ingram, Matt Baker, Jacob Sargent, and Corey McAvoy, the seniors for the Bison. And there's just a lot of emotion in this game when it comes to anger, excitement, and of course the emotions of these seniors possibly playing their last game in a Bison uniform. As for the Seahawks, as you mentioned, Chris, they await the winner of Endicott and Wentworth, and they don't have to go anywhere. They'll be playing right here on Toppa Field this Saturday for the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship.
Once again, your final score here at Toppa Field: Salve Regina 2, Nichols Bison 1. As this game comes to a close, Seahawks again move on to a Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship game this Saturday right here
Tell me I've got
at Toppa Field.
Ryan Costa and Chris Ryan back for Saturday.
And we will be right here on the call this Saturday.
1 o'clock start.
It is a 1 o'clock start, as you said, Chris. 2-1, Salve advances thanks to a pair of goals by Rich Ventura and Jacob Guerra, the game winner. The lone goal scorer for the Bison, Ali, as the teams are finishing up a show of sportsmanship. Your final score here from Newport, 2-1, Salve Regina, moving on. And we will be here Saturday. For Chris Ryan, I'm Ryan Costa. Until then, have a good night.